everyone, and happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today on Bingo Night. I'm super excited. I am Marcie Besecker, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I don't like when my light's in your way. Let's have fun and play bingo. I'm going to explain it before we get started because I know we have a lot of new people, so don't worry about that. And my friend said, don't forget about us. I'm here. Thank you for texting me. I'm super excited about it. I had to run in the other room and get lotion because my hands are so dry. And so I decided, why am I not having my lotion right here that I use all the time? So I just brought one in here. I had an extra. Yay, bingo and card time. Bingo is sold out. So what happened was this month, everybody was a little late signing up, or a lot of people were. And so I wasn't sure we were going to have bingo because I like to have a certain amount of number just to kind of pay for most of everything. And because I don't want to lower the prizes if I can help it for you. And so, and it's in the directions. It says how many, at least I have to get. Well, I did make a few extra kits. I was making the kits because we had a low number. And then all of a sudden, everybody signed up. So I had to cut it off to make the kits. And so that is why there's none available now. So even if you think you're going to be able to play, but can't pay until closer to bingo, that's fine. Just put that in the notes section so I know. And either I'll message you to remind you, or you message me, whatever. And that way at least I have, I know where we're going and how many people I have and that kind of stuff. So, because I try to prep the kits as much in advance as I can, because sometimes I'm the only one doing it. And so my helper has a grandbaby now. And so you know how busy that is. Speaking of grandbabies, I have a cuteness to show you today. This is my grandson. He's 4 years old. I know you guys have heard me talk about him. And he is getting ready for baseball season. So he's very excited. He just called me and was hitting balls out front with Dad. So I had to watch him on video really quick. So hello, everybody. I'm not going to go back to the beginning and say hi, but hello, everybody. Thank you, Janet. I'm liking it. Okay, so the other day when I did my hair, I used like a little bit of a brush curling iron just to give it some, because I have to like tame it to do what I want to do again. But this is what I like about this haircut, because I normally don't use a curling iron. Normally it's about product. And so I blow dry, and then I flip my head and I brush it forward and I blow dry, and then my hair's out like this. And then I put my stuff on and all the product, and then I get it to where it goes. No curling iron. I'm not a curling iron person. I'd rather be, my mom was a hairdresser when I was young, so I had feathers, and of course I curled then. But now that I'm older, I decided to go shorter. A few years ago, but then it went longer during COVID, and I just left it. So I'm glad it's short again, because at the end of the day, I just fluff it up again with the product in my hair, and it kind of looks like I could just spray it and go again. That's about me. Easy. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Janet. I think he's adorable too. He's so cute. He's so ready for baseball. Last year, Dad did baseball. He was a coach. And this year he said, that my son played baseball all through college, all grade schools, even in the Army he played. But he is like, no, he doesn't listen to me. He wants to come stand with me. And this time he's going to be like, no, you go get back out on that field. So we'll see how this year goes. Anyway, we're going to get started right away. I did receive a beautiful card this week. I'm going to share it on Sunday because we know how long bingo goes, right? Oh, Cheryl. I had great perm. My mom did an amazing job. She went on stage with Sebastian and all those people, Paul Mitchell, all those people. She even did like a feathering competition or something with one of them. I don't remember who. And she was really, really good. But that gave me a really hard time to go to other people to get my hair done. And that was really difficult when, we moved. And it was just harder to find somebody that I really, really like. But I love who I have, and she better never quit. Okay. That being said, let's get busy. We have a lot of fun. Really quickly, I do want to tell you that April bingo, bingo, is up for registration now. So you can go ahead and register for that. I'm going to let you know, April bingo, I moved it to the 12th, just like this one, I have the 15th. They were around the 20th. I kind of moved it up a little bit for several reasons. Number one, the new catalog's coming. I'm going to be getting ready for a paper share, so I will do a paper share, and I'll get a sign up for that. I don't know the cost. I don't have a catalog yet, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know. And then, so I will do that. But then also in May, I'm going on the incentive trip for Stampin' Up. So we are leaving early to go do some traveling. We're going to do a little bit of traveling before our cruise. So we are leaving on the 11th. So in May, I'm going to try and have a bingo, but it'll even be maybe a few days earlier than that to be able to get it in there, because I love it and we have so much fun. I will not have a class in May. I will just be doing bingo. Is the 12th still a Wednesday? Yes, it is. It is a Wednesday. So you can register. The link is below. And so there we go. All right, let's get busy. Card number 1. I'm super excited about these projects. I will give you the measurements as much as I can. I did not do a PDF because I normally don't with bingo. But we do have 3 fancy folds. So you're going to get all the kit, all the pieces, and then you're going to be able to know that, oh, okay, so you can measure everything if you want right there, but I'm going to give you the measurements here. I'm also going to back up because I got to explain bingo, right? Sorry, I'm getting all excited. Hi, Steph. So I'm going to give you the measurements as we go, as much as I've written down. And then obviously when you get your kits, you can measure them and, you know, write it down. But we do have 3 fancy folds. So how bingo works. I have 4 projects that we're going to create. I was just thinking it was a regular stamp day. I forgot. All right, we're going to do 4 cards. You don't have your kits yet. You will get them. I have them packaged and ready to go. But remember, I'm giving away something today. So I'm gonna do a drawing for the scenic garden, and this will go to somebody. So I need to put this out here so I don't forget. So we are going to do 4 projects. We'll do a project and then a bingo. The 5 numbers that you sent to me. Okay, Cynthia, the 5 numbers that you sent to me will be your bingo numbers. So Cynthia's, your number are 10, 29, 3, 13, 26. 10, 29, 3, 13, 26. If somebody else doesn't have your numbers, let me know. You should get an email back that has your numbers on it. So you should be getting an email on it, and then it has your little, here's your, what you filled out for me, and it has your numbers. So in the future, so you guys know, but I know sometimes losing emails is too easy. So then we'll play bingo. When I call your number, so let's say you have a number 2, then you're going to type in a B in the chat, just a B, and hit enter. And then I would type a BI and have it ready to go. When I call your next number that you have, then you hit enter. So then I'll see BI, so I know you have 2, and so on and so forth. And then when it's bingo time, you're going to write that bingo on there and be ready to go, because it's the first person that hits a bingo and says bingo on here, I will verify it and you win bingo. Other than that, there was 1 consolation prize after that, and then you will win. If you're a winner for bingo, what happens is I will pay $100 in for your order. So what you'll do is you'll get an order ready. I obviously would recommend doing 150. Not only does it help me in my business, of course, but then that's creating yourself a party, and you will get the Stampin' rewards. So you'll get all the benefits of being a host of a party. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If not, please let me know and I'll explain more. So then what you do is you'll email me your order. So it's Marcie at marciebeseckerdesigns.com. Email me your order. I will put it in the system. I will screenshot it for you and send it to you, and you just take that $100 off. The balance is what you owe me, and on the screenshot right below it will be a link for PayPal for you to pay me, and that's for the balance. Okay, and then once I get that, I submit it. So easy as that. So please do get your orders in the month that you won. So if you want to wait until the 30th, that's fine. But right now is the time, of course, you're going to want to get in your orders because things are changing, because the catalog is going to be a new one really soon. So things are going to start selling out, especially look at in colors, stuff like that. All right. Okay. I think that explains it all. So there's going to be 4 games, 4 cards, and we're going to start now with card number 1. I don't see anybody else needing their numbers, so I'm going to assume everybody has them. And you still have time to ask me, and I'll ask you again before the next, before the first bingo. All right, so this card, I'm going to take my cheat sheet out of it because I do have all the measurements. Tashana actually sent me a beautiful card, and it was an envelope card. And so it was like this. And so I copied her measurements and asked her if I could please copy it because I just love it. And she actually did a video on hers on February 14th. So if you want to check out her video, it's called Envelope Flat Card. And so I love this set. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do use this set. And so what I've used is the Season of Chic. So that's where the flower comes from, and the sentiments. I used the Chic dies, which are these flowers, the outline, everything here in the gold is the outline. And then I used the brushed shapes, and I decided to add a little more fun in there. Because you're probably going to write down here, I just thought, you know, I'm going to add a little something there. Now you could just put a whole nother piece of DSP there. You could make a pocket for a credit card or a gift card or whatever. And then you could write up here if you wanted, and then I wouldn't put that. So, you know, you can kind of change that up. But I just thought this is a great way to use some DSP. And so this is what we have. This is what I use. So let me set this aside. And then I have all my ink pads and blocks in the box. So I take them out 1 card at a time because I've got 4 cards over here ready to go. And then we will be ready to go. The tag, I'll show you what I did with this. I used the lovely labels, this one here. So we're going to use that. All right. So let me explain the sizes and everything. And another thing I like to do about bingo, I don't send your kits out until, well, number 1, if there's drawings or consolation prizes, I can add them with your kit. You're going to see it says project number 1. That's the one we're doing now. And make sure you put your embellishments somewhere safe so you know where they are, so we don't lose them. I'm going to put my gold all up here. And then this is for my flower. This is for my sentiment. Okay. Then I have the card base. And the reason I like to do it this way too and send it after the fact is because in case I forget something, in case I forget a flower or some embellishments and I didn't put them in your kit because, you know, I create these, you know, like right after this video, my Irresistible class is just about all prepped and ready to go. And then I start bingo for April. So I didn't want to lose them. So the base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay. Then you're going to have your card, which is a little bit smaller. It's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So it's 8 by 5 1/4. So it's a little bit smaller. So you'll see right here, see how it's attached. So you have this as your regular card base, and it gives it a little more sturdiness, but that's your normal size. And then this is just a little smaller, so you could change up those colors if you wanted to. Okay, so there's that. The inside, of course, is going to be a little bit smaller. The 3 3/4, or let's see, 3 3/4 by, now I'm trying to see if I wrote that down. Well, let's see. 3 3/4 by 5. Yeah, so you have 2 of them, and then I have just a sliver of our distressed gold here, and then our 2 pieces. So let's stop and do that real quick. These are 3 3/4 by 3/4. I like to do them 3/4. You could do either side, but I'm going to choose this side to show. So let's go ahead and do that. I just love different cards, and I came across 3 fancy folds. This one, honestly, I have not done before, and I just thought it was so pretty. I'm going to look at the flower, and I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do it this way on the edge. When I put pieces in your kits, I try, not always, depends on what piece I have. This one happens to be the right size, but I try to make them a little longer if I can, just so they can fit correctly. Like this one's a little bit longer. You know how it goes. Sometimes you put your piece of paper at 4 or right below 4 or right above 4. You just want to make sure that your other little pieces fit. Now, if you do not have the stamp set, obviously I'm going to be stamping that flower, and you're going to have still all the gold leaves, and you're going to have these little flowers. But this one here, put a different flower in there. If you don't have this set, just pick something else out, or just cluster all this together right there. It'll be beautiful just like it is. So don't worry about that. All right, I slid that over and got some glue right there. So I'm going to get that off of there. Get my, there we go. All right, so there's that. And then we're just going to snip this off. All right. My husband's like, oh, it's bingo night. I told him last night, but you know how they forget. And I said, yes, it's bingo night. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go hit some balls. It's a beautiful day today. Our weather's been so crazy. It has been pouring rain, sunny. Pouring rain, sunny. Every other day, pouring rain, sunny. And today's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But we've had so much rain here in California. It has just been absolutely crazy. Crazy, crazy. It is a unique card, Deborah. I love it. Hello, Sherry. How are you? All right, so we're going to just add a little bit on here. This is such a tiny piece. Sometimes I feel like I'm going cross-eyed just trying to look at the little lines. So you don't want to put a lot on there. You don't want it to ooze if you can help it. So there. Drop it down. Perfect. I was a little more careful with that one. The other one I got a little carried away. All right, so let's do this one as the top panel. So we need to stamp it. We're going to stamp it with "You are amazing beyond measure." So it's thanks, and then "You are amazing beyond measure." So let's ink that up. I like to go from top to bottom, bottom to top, just because in the middle it seems to always be where I stamp the most, and then you get a light image, and I want to get this lined up as best I can. I don't do measuring and all that stuff, and I just kind of eyeball it. Hope that it's going to come out as straight as it can. So that is done. I'm wiping off my stamps as I go because I'm going to throw them back in my bucket, and I don't want them to get all crazy on me. All right, so there's that. So this one is going to go on the top, and we're going to add our piece there, but we'll do that at the end. Let's put these pieces on, and then I'll tell you the rest of the other measurements. All right, so here's this piece. So remember, your card is going to go like this, right? So remember, it goes like this. So this one's going to go on the top. Now I also do put timestamps on my video. So once the video is all over, I'll go back on there and put timestamps in the description so you can do whichever card you want to do first. So if you want to do this card first, then it's going to be project number 1. And if you want to do number 4 second, then you just click on project number 4. It'll take you right to that in the video. And then you can skip all the bingo stuff because you've either already won or already seen it. So, all right, let's move this over here. And I'm just gonna go right there. All right, so there's that. And now let's do this one. So just kind of figure out, you know, how you like it. I'm gonna do this one like this. I don't know how I did it over here. I did it the opposite way, but I think I'm gonna do it like this because this kind of curves around the words and I like that. So let's do that. And you don't need a lot, of course. Remember, this is, I'm just gonna put it on the thicker pieces, on the ends. You can put little dots on the thinner pieces if you want. You just need a tiny bit, it'll hold. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna put that right there. Okay, yay. So that's the inside. So let's go ahead and adhere this to our card. All right, so I measured this for you already. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to adhere it, but here is very important information. We want to adhere down and around the closed part, not the open part, because we need to slide our flap in there, and I'll show you that in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start about, you know, partial way down, and I'm going to go ahead and do my seal partial way. You don't want to do the whole thing. This is how I did it. And we're just going to go ahead and adhere this, and then we'll give you, and I'm going to close it so I can see where my center is. You want to just center this right on there. Just kind of give it a good spacing. Okay, I'm going to go right about there. All right. So now, when you open your card, you still have this right here like this. Okay. Now, we're going to take our flap here, and the flap, I'm looking, is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Now what I would do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer. All right, so here's my trimmer. I'll do it at the top since I can't see the bottom. I want this to be the outside. All right, so we're going to put it like this. Oops, this way. We're going to put it like this, and we are going to, this is how I put my corners in my trimmer. I put one here, and I stick this one up in the groove so you can, it really holds it, right? The gold came from Brushed Shapes. Brushed Shapes. It's number 159177, and it should be in the description below. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And then just bring this one over. All right, get that right where you want it. Be very careful. Remember, it's DSP, not cardstock. Just do a light score. I did it very lightly, but it's there. You can see it. See right there? Okay, so there's that. So now you're going to fold it. All right. I like to do it better this way than it is just to fold it and get it in the corner just right. Because it doesn't have to be like creased. You don't want to have to burnish it or anything. You can just, you know, slowly close it. And now you're going to slide this in and get it corner to corner. Okay, so corner to corner is where this is going to go. All right, so see how it closes right here? So now what I did is I took liquid glue. I'm going to put liquid glue on the back. You don't need a lot. You know, our glue holds really well. Just put a little bit of glue on there. Plus this is kind of clogged up, I think. There you go. All right. So there's that. And now I'm going to pull this up. And I'm just going to add just right here where you don't have it, up the sides, across the top, okay? Because you have it on the back side, you don't have it on this inside, right? So we're going to slide that in there. You're going to get it to the corner, Get this one to the corner right there. And make sure it folds down. And I slid it right on the thing here. Just break that off. Okay. All right. Okay, so now your flap is there, and the glue that you put on here is going to hold that just fine. Okay, so there's that. Now, your front flap is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, just like the front of a card. Just so you're going to cover that whole card base up right there. And I'm going to do it with, you can use liquid if you like that better. For the video, I'm just going to go ahead and do seal. And it's the same measurement as the front, okay? So that's what we're looking at here. So I'm going to start it at the bottom. So I like to take these fingers and hold my project down straight, and then I have these, my index and my thumbs, to kind of move it around and get it right where you want it. And then I tend to follow this up, and then it should be fine. Okay, and then here is this piece over. All right, and I don't mind it. It's a little bubbly right here, and that's okay. You can burnish it. You can bring in your here it is. You can bring this in. Make sure that your card underneath is laying flat. Whatever. Make sure that this is flat. You know, everything's fine now. And then now your here's your piece that we have so far. Okay. And now we need our closure, which is going to be our label, and we need to work on our flowers. So the flowers, what I did is I took the outline with Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to just stamp it. Okay. I will die cut this one out really quick. If you, like I said, use a different flower if you don't have the flower that you need. All right, this one I'm going to stamp off. As soon as I find my pad here, I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp my flower. Now you could do, you know, darker if you want to, lighter if you want to, whatever you want. I like it to where I can see the outline being darker, but we're putting gold on top of this anyway. But see how pretty that turns out? If you did color on color, it'd be a little dark. So let's do that first. So let me die cut that out. I don't have a lot of die cutting I need to do, but this is one that I needed to do. And it goes just like that. So like I said, your kit's going to have all the gold. You can ignore this or use this and put a piece of cardstock and trim it behind it if you want. Or you can put any other flower that you already have and add that on the project. All right. All right, so there's our flower. I want to know, how do you take a die off, and then when you go back to put it on, like this was over here like this, and I'm like, where did it come from? Maybe it was on, maybe it had the flower in the middle, but I'm like, how do I run out of space so quickly? All right, so there's that and that. Okay, now we're going to put this on top. So just kind of, I look for these two little humps right there. That's what tells me that flower goes right there. And so I'm going to take my beautiful tweezers here. This is going to go like this. Yeah, we've had thunderstorms and rain. Luckily, we don't have that today. But what day was it? Wednesday? No, Sunday when I did my video, I thought, because we were supposed to have a tornado warning, which we don't get in California. But that was what was being told by us, and I was like, that's right in the middle of my video. We can't do that. All right, here we go. So just lay this on here, twist it, get it to where you want it. There we go. Okay, oops. This one I need to twist a little bit. Oops. Liquid is good for this because you need to kind of move, especially because these two pieces, right, this one here and this one here, they are not attached. They kind of can fling out because they're not all the way closed right there. All right, so there's that. Now let's get our sentiment done. So what I'm going to do first is I used this lovely label, and you don't have to. I gave you a piece of paper, and I should have cut it, I guess. I could have cut it. But a lot of people, if you want to use a different sentiment, you can. I like to do it upside down. I guess I just assume everybody has this because it's such a great punch. All right, so what I'm going to do is do that. And this is, I'm going to tell you how long this is. After I cut it, it's about 3.5 inches long. So 3.5, let's just cut it. So this is what I would do. I would cut it, and you can use any of your other punches. So if you have another punch, you could use the end of it too, you know, or whatever to make it, or a label, whatever you have. Okay, so this is what how I did it, is I cut it, and then I realized it's still too long because I want 3.5 after it's done, so I just cut it again. Just keep putting it in. That's how I do it. I just cut it again, and I'm sure you could cut it to the measurement that you want, but this is how I did it because I wasn't sure I was even going to use this. And then I was like, because you want it to be enough for this to kind of flip in and, you know, hold on to it. So I'm going to do it one more time. I still think that's too long. And I gave you guys a longer piece so you can put whatever sentiment on you want, because not everybody has this sentiment either. So if you don't have this stamp set. All right, we're going to go with this long. And then the next thing I did is I'm going to bring in the leaf, which is just the outside one, this one here. And I'm going to use Soft Succulent. I'm so sad this color is leaving. I'm so sad. I really like these colors. And I'm just going to stamp, second stamping, okay. Let's do there and there. So do it, you know, as much, as little, whatever you want. I'm going to kind of fill it in a little bit, even on the little white edges. There we go. So that's what I have there. So that just kind of ties it in instead of having this big white stark label on the front. I think I am on the live chat. Oh yeah, you guys, I forgot too. You want to make sure you're on live chat instead of top chat. So at the top of your chat box on the right, make sure it says live chat, especially when we start bingo. You want to make sure you're up to date. Yeah, Joni, the weather here it's beautiful today. I'm right in the middle of California, like right in the middle. It's 2 or 3 hours to the coast, to the ocean, or to the mountains, to the ocean. And then San Francisco and LA, about 3 hours each. It's like right in the middle. But yes, it has been super crazy weather every other day. Huh. Okay, so here are thanks. I do too, Cheryl. This is, I really want to play more with this. I love the paper. I love everything about this set. And what I like about this is, look, you have flowers, you have the seashells, you have snowflake. You can make it look rustic. It's got beautiful, you know, fonts on here. I'm here for you, wishing you the best birthday ever. You make each season of life even more beautiful, which is so pretty to do like a snowflake with. And then you've got leaves. I mean, it's such a great set. All right, so let's ink that up really good. And we're going to do this right in the middle. Right there. All right. And if you want to make sure it's super, super dark, you can obviously do this on your Stamparatus, and then you can do your leaves afterwards. Yeah, Patsy, I agree. These colors are just fantastic. All of them. At first, the pale papaya was like, and the fresh freesia, but every time I use them, the other three, the two greens and the pink, I love them, but I do love the pale papaya now. I don't use the fresh freesia as much, but every time I do, I love it, so nothing wrong with that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our card, and we are going to close this, and we want to put this over like that, okay? Just enough. So watch, if you see this, put it in. You're not going to see the tip. The tip probably goes to about right there, but it's enough to hold it under, and it's a great little card. And you could even put paper back here if you wanted, or you could even do a gift card back here and slide it in instead of in the inside. I mean, there's so much to do with this, which is a part that I really like. All right, let's get our dimensionals. And I'm going to put them right there. I didn't go all the way to the edge. I came in just a little bit. And we are going to take this and put it right here. So let's do that. And you want it snug enough to hold it. So you don't want it down here where this is going to flip, okay? You want it snug enough, and you want this to go straight. Luckily, this paper has lines, so there's a line here and a line here, right? So you can kind of see where you're at line-wise. Let's take this and put our dimensionals on there. All right, we have our flower. All right, so before I add my flower, I'm going to bring in my leaves. So there's 2 flowers. You have 3 different leaves, or you have 2 of these are the same, and then a larger one. So if you look at your dies, you have 2. We did 2 smaller ones and 1 larger one, and then 2 of these flowers. You could have done 2 different ones. I just happened to do the larger ones. All right, so I want this one to go right here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. We're going to be putting the flower on top of it, so you really don't need a lot of glue. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. All right, and then we're going to bring in this one, and I'm just going to bring it. You're going to hang off a little bit, is okay. So I'll bring that in, like over here, just to kind of hang off. All right. Then we can bring our other one over this way. So put your leaves on first, or you're going to have to cut them. You can probably tuck them in between, like you have all this space around them, the dimensionals, but I just like to make sure that your flower is going to stick just fine there. And then just kind of decide how you want your flower. I like it to come up over the corner. It's going to cover up all those stems. So I'm just going to kind of come up right here and put that there. All right. Now we're going to bring in your other flower. And now you're going to need to decide, okay, so this has a longer leaf. Let's see, which one is it? This one right here is kind of a longer, bigger leaf. So I went underneath here, and I put these 2 on top here and those down. So you kind of need glue everywhere. So I'm going to put this right up here so that I can do it like this. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue everywhere. You just need a little dab around all of it. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm going to bring this under. I want this little petal right there. And I want that one there, and these to go downward. Okay, it's just kind of laying up there. Make sure you take all your pieces out here. Some of your pieces might end up having your little chat things, and you just got to clean up. Most of them, I think I tried to get out. All right, so this one, I think I'm going to do like this. So I'm going to do it like this. Again, just a little bit of glue everywhere. And then I'm going to do the same thing, mostly down on the green, but you can, you know, bring it up a little bit like that, just so it kind of looks natural. Okay, so there you go. There's your part there. Yes, it does fit a regular envelope. Thank you, Tashana. All right, and then we're going to just put our embellishment. So I have a large one going on the large flower. I have the medium, and these are the iridescent gems, which I absolutely love with this set. This one's going to go there. I did a small one right here just to kind of tie it in, and then I just put one around the flowers over here. I think of this one I'm gonna put right here. So there we go. How easy was that? So the measurements again for this is the base was 5.5 by 4 1/4. The card that's on top, which is this right here, is 8 by 5 1/4, and then you're scoring it at 4. Okay. Then your white panels on the inside are 5 by 3 3/4. Of course, you need 2 of them. Your strip here is 3 3/4, and I do it by 3/4. Your DSP for your flap is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. You're going to diagonally score it. Okay. And I showed you on the trimmer how to do it. And then the front piece here, again, is going to go the front of the card, which is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And other than that, you just need a little white piece for your sentiment and for your flower, and that's it. All right, so there is card number 1. Super fun. Thank you, Tashana, for sending me a card with this pattern. I just absolutely love it. So, and it just looks pretty. Doesn't it look pretty? It just, even the front of it, you're like, ooh, that is pretty. I can tell I got a little sticky glue up here because my card keeps sticking. But, and you don't have to do this. You can add another flower if you wanted. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff. But I just love this gold. I hadn't either, Carol. So there you go. Card number 1 is done. Let me just move this stuff so we can move to bingo. I'm going to keep this ink pad because I know I'm going to need it. And I will put these in here. Oh, heck. All right, if I stop throwing everything around, it would be a lot easier. All right, is everybody ready for bingo? And any DSP, I mean, can you imagine any DSP would go so great with this, and to add different things. Ooh, an invitation, that would be really, really cool. I agree. All right, so there is card number 1. I'm going to set that aside and move my pile. You'll see that behind me because that's how we do bingo, right? All right, I'm going to move this because you know how often I lose my pen. And it's bingo time. Yay! Good luck, everybody. Does everybody have their numbers? Is there anybody that does not have their numbers? Oh, you guys, I'm at 99. Invite somebody so we could be over 100. And thank you. I really do appreciate a thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. It helps my channel. And I do appreciate that. Oh, look, I said 99 and 2 left. That's all right. They're going to miss out on some good cards. I think I'm going to need a new thing. I've had this for a while. And look, I'm going to have to do new numbers. These are old colors now, or they will be. All right. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Okay, it looks like everybody has their numbers, so let's go with number 1. It's going to be 19. Good luck, everybody. Oh, Margie, yes, you can. 7, 17, 2, 23, and 9. So Margie, your numbers 7, 17, 2, 23, and 9. All right, Linda has a B. All right, number 16. Make sure you're on live chat. It's at the top of the chat box there. Oh, thank you guys for the thumbs up. My number just went up a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Number 8. Number 8. Linda, Cheryl, Dolores, Olivia all have B's. I'm going to be a little ahead of you guys just because I know nobody can have bingo yet till we hit 5. 24. Some BIs. Number 4. Number 4. Oh, no problem, Margie. All right, we have some BIs here. 3 of 4 of them, 5 of them. Number 6. Ooh, BIN with Terry. Number 15. Number 15. Dana's on the board. Linda P is on the board. Lots of BIs going on. All right, the next number is 3. All right. Ooh, Terry has a BING. All right. Hi, Angela. She has a B. 30. Cynthia's on. Cindy with the B. All right. I'm going to slow down a bit because Terry's got a BING already. And so, of course, you guys know I'm a little behind what you guys are. Or I'm ahead of what you guys are. 23. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Robin's on with a B now. Cheryl has a B. Yay. Ooh, Dana has a BIN. All right, next number is a 2. Now remember, I'm a little bit ahead. I do closed caption, so it just gives me a little more of a lag time. But it's the first person that says bingo. So even if somebody bingoed here or here and I've already called this number, that's okay. As long as it's the first person that calls bingo, because you guys see everything at the same time. All right, more people on the board. Number 7. Remember last month when the bingo was won like in the first 7 numbers or something? That was crazy. Lots of BIs now. Next number is a 12. Angela, B-I-N. Melissa, B-I-N. Ooh, Tara, another Terry, B-I-N-G. And Linda. I'm going to shake it up. Remember, I have one bingo and then one consolation, so make sure you are quick. Make sure your chat has live chat at the top. Ooh, Angela, B-I-N-G for her too. All right, you guys have 12. The next one, 27. 27. It is a close race. Make sure if you joined late, make sure you grab that bar across the bottom and make sure it's pulled all the way to the right to make sure you are up at current. Linda P has a bingo. Let's take a look. Number 4, number 7, number 15, 23, and 27. Linda does have a good bingo. Congratulations, Linda. Woohoo! Let me write that down. Linda, 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 Linda. Number 1. Bingo number 1 for Linda. Congratulations, Linda. Yay! I don't see any other windows. I don't see any other windows. Winners. Congratulations, Linda. All right. So, Linda, I don't know. I want to make sure that everybody heard this at the beginning. If you win bingo, you're going to email me at marciebeseckerdesigns.com. Give me your order. Like I said, I always suggest you do 150 because then you are the host of your party and you get your Stampin' rewards and all the goodies. So, but whatever you decide, whatever your order is, send it to me and I will get it in the system, screenshot the total, send it to you with a PayPal link for the balance. And then once you pay that to me, I submit the order and it gets directly shipped to you. All right. I see nobody else. So Linda, congratulations. And that's it. Nobody else. Yay. Okay, I'm going to stir them up really good. And we are on to card number 2. Okay, card number 2. Let me just get everything out here and ready. Got a few ink pads. Got a Wink of Stella. And my card, and this. All right. So this one is a set that I absolutely love. We're using the hand-penned petal. We're going to use the penned flower dies. We're using the double oval. And I'm telling you what I'm using, but most of it's already done and sent to you. The flower, of course, is not. I stamped it, so I'm going to, we're going to color it. And this is the card we're creating, and it is a fancy fold. So let me show you that. So here we go, project number 2. You're going to get a little piece of Velcro here that opens it up, and you're going to open this up here. Okay, so you have a cute little fancy fold. It just gives it a little extra something, something there. Okay, so open it up and open it up. All right. So we are going to start on this project. Let me get my measurements off here. All right, so my basic white paper is going to be this piece here, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then the next piece is this piece here, which is 4 3/8 by 4 5/8. So this is 4 3/8. This is 4 5/8, but you're going to score it at 3 5/8, okay? Because it tucks in behind this panel. So be very careful. Make sure you have everything ready to go before you start gluing. You don't want to glue all this together because this is going to slide underneath your pool party piece. So Be careful. I'm going to say that right from the get-go so you don't start adhering everything. All right. Same thing with this piece. This piece is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it an inch in. So your inch is going to go here. So this should be 3 1/4 because your other inch again is underneath your pull party. Okay. So that makes sense to you. Then your pull party pieces are 4 by 5 1/4, which is this piece. This piece of pull party is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then this piece is 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. That's all the pull party. Your DSP on the top or the back part here is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And this is that really pretty decorative, it's the vellum, it's listed below. Layered vellum, I think it's called, or something like that. And then this top one, I did the polka dots on the top and the leaves in the back. And then the polka dot one is 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. And then I'm going to put you in a little Velcro dot. Oh, where is it in here? I might have pulled mine before I did it. Well, yeah, they're in your kit. I know they are because I put them in there. I might have pulled this one already first. So that's there. And then, of course, here's our sentiment and our pretty bow. And I'm going to show you a quick technique with the flower. If you do not have this flower, you can choose another flower, whatever you have. You can even decide not to color the flower and just put the black and white. Look how pretty that is. Of course, the bow would go on top. But look, even if you wanted to just, to keep your tones, more neutral and not pop your color on there, you could do that too. Look how pretty that is. All right, so think about that. I did bring in this because we're going to color it, but let me show you how I colored it. So here, let's open up our kit. I love that punch too, Cheryl. That's a great punch. All right, so I did give you your punches already and your vellum and everything. So let's start. Here's the large one. Here is to color your, stamp your flower, which I already did. So I'm just going to move this over here. I try to save a little bit of time. Okay, so you can set the bottom part aside, and then let's, I want to see if I did put my Velcro in here. I thought I did. Okay, I'm going to write myself a note to make sure I check. I know I put them in there. I don't know how I missed one. Velcro. Package number 2. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have that. I'm going to write myself a note. All right, so here we go. So here's your white. It's scored already, so you can score this. You can go ahead and add your 2 pieces. So let's move that aside. Your smaller, your polka dot. So what I did with this is, and however you want to do vellum, I just did a little tiny, I got to get my thing rolling here. Hold on. I just did a little bit on each corner. So it's whatever works for you for vellum. It can be really, I got to get this rolling though so it'll go on there. I just did little tiny pieces once you get it rolling. And wow, this one's not wanting to, there we go. All right, so, and then you can do it in the middle. This is covering up, but when you open it up, I just didn't want to have another one. But what I did do is it's going to go right here. Your Velcro is going to go right about here to close it. So just do another little, a little tiny bit. And let's put it right on top here. Okay. You're having a darker color underneath. Yeah, you might see it a little bit, but I mean, it's not that easy to see. And you don't need that much. It will stick. So I'm not too worried about that. And now I'm going to adhere it because nothing goes under this one. Okay. This one's going to go right on our white piece. So it's going to go right here. Remember that this one, I'm going to bring this in because it's just a little easier to see. This one goes on to the right side. So if you were to put your sentiment on already or whatever, but I usually do that stuff last. And so just kind of get it right where you want it. All right, and now we can go ahead. I'm going to turn it this way and burnish from the back because I don't want to rub this on the front. Okay, so that's on the back. So this is going to go under here. Okay, so we don't need to do that yet. All right, and then the next one we're going to do is let's pull in our white piece. And you could, now after I did this, I thought about it. We could have taken this and embossed it. I mean, that's what, when I look at this stuff, I think, oh, I should have done this or I could do that. You could emboss this too and really make that, you know, stand out too. And you could do polka dots if you wanted, since you have polka dots right here. But I probably would have done something like Time Worn because I absolutely love it. They better not take it away, or they better give me something equal because I love it, love it. All right, so let's put this on here. I think it's been around a while, so I'm guessing we're going to get something different. All right, so let's go ahead. I like to, you know, put my pieces together as much as I can, especially when I'm right now thinking, okay, do not glue them yet. All right, we're going to bend that. It's already scored. And I'm just going to come in and score that. All right. So now what you want to do is now we're going to bring in our piece here. And now we're going to just kind of, let's put our vellum on top here. All right, so we're going to do the same thing, and I feel like it needs to go this way. I don't know why, but whatever looks right to you. I don't think there's a wrong or right. And I'm just going to, honestly, you could probably put a glue dot here better than I'm doing right now. It's like this one is not wanting to roll. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so I don't know why it's this. Okay. New one. All right. It must be the vellum. It's just not cooperating with me. There we go. There we go. All right. And now this one's the larger one. You're going to have your white panel in the front. So I'm just going to go straight down because this is going to go on top of it. All right. So I'm fine with that. I just want it to kind of make sure it sticks. So we're going to put this right here on the top. All right. All right, so we're going to do this. Now, let's go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to do is, and you know what? I like to use liquid when I have like moving parts a lot. I like to do the liquid. So we're going to do liquid. I'm going to do it in the middle because it's going to stick. You don't need it all the way to the edge. That's going to be glued down anyway. So I'm going to put this right here in the middle. And it doesn't have to be exact. To me, that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to put that down there. Okay. So see, nothing oozed out everywhere. Now this one, same thing. Just kind of eyeball it. It does not have to be exact. You do want to make sure that these pieces here are flush because if otherwise your card's going to look crooked. All right, so that looks pretty good. Just kind of get an eyeball. Again, you don't want to go all the way to the outside with your glue. I went a little low right there, but that's okay because I will start it here and then move it down. Okay, it doesn't have to be in the middle, doesn't have to be at the top, the bottom, whatever looks right to you. I'm going to go right there. Oh, they're sirens. I don't know if you can hear them. All right, so there's that. And now I'm going to put this on my white card base. Make it all pretty. Make sure it's gonna stick. I'm gonna go a little closer right here. Just want to make sure it's on there. All right, so let's pull this in. Take our pieces and put it on there. Okay, there we go. So just make sure that that's on there. Now we can pull this out and let's go ahead and put this on. Now, I wanted this to show the scallop around here and here. It's obviously not going to come down here, okay? And so, but I wanted it to show, so I'm going to put it in the middle so you have some wiggle room, okay? I'm going to do it lightly because it will stick. You don't have to worry about lumps if you do it lightly, okay? I'm going to set it down and then I'm going to bring this in. But see how I'm still holding it up over here? I'm going to bring it down and I want to just make sure that I show scallop here and here. I didn't want to show the stitching, but I want to show the scallop. And so it's going to be a little to the left and I'm okay because my whole thing is I want to see it from here. I want to see that pretty scallop. All right, so for me, I think that is good. All right, now let's do our stamping. So we'll move this out of the way now that we've got that. Oh gosh, I almost threw that in the trash can. Yesterday, you don't realize how much you use trash can. My husband came in and it was trash night last night to take everything out for today. And so he comes in and gets the trash and I'm crafting along and I threw it away. Normally I put bags at the bottom so I can just replace it, but I was out of them. And so I just reached over and started throwing stuff in and then I was like, oh, I forgot I didn't put a bag in. So, all right, so we're gonna just ink this up nice and good. Bring this in. Obviously, normally I would stamp first and then I would punch, but because not everybody has this, well, I would assume everybody has it because it's amazing, but if you don't have this punch set, I wanted to make sure that you have it for your card. So I gave it to you, and if you don't have it, it's called the double oval punch. I would highly recommend it. And that way you'll have this beautifulness. Okay, the next thing I did is some techniques. So let me pull in my pad here. And here's my flowers. Make sure I don't lose my gems. And I did Wink of Stella. I'm going to do the yellow first. So my daffodil, you can see I still have ink here that I did the other day. I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to color the inside of my flower right here. Okay, that's it. Super simple. Let me see if I can come in here. There we go. All right. All right, now what you're going to do is we're going to wipe this off. So make sure you have a baby wipe or something. You want to just make sure you get that off of there. And now let's go to our pull party, not sausage, pull party. So let's do our pull party. Same thing, I'm going to squish this so you get your ink on the top, all right? And now I'm just going to pick up a little bit. I'm not even squeezing my Wink of Stella out. You can, but I just used it recently, so it's not too bad. And then I'm just going to pick it up. So you're using it as a paintbrush, but you're still getting some sparkle. And if you need to squeeze it, don't squeeze it in here, squeeze it off to the side, and then you'll still have a little bit of that Wink of Stella in here. If you want it lighter, definitely bring it over to the side and just kind of, pick it up, but you don't have to pick up the darker stuff. So just bring it out. And if you do your Wink of Stella, like I'm going to do my Wink of Stella right now. So I like to do it on my silicone mat. So I'm just going to squeeze a tiny bit just to get it kind of running a little bit. All right, so see it's kind of running a little bit there. And now I'm going to pick up some colors. And now I'm going to do the leaves. If you think it might be too dark, do your centers of your leaves first. Okay, so when you pick up your color, do the centers of your leaves and then go back in and then just fill it in because you're going to get that light pull party color. All right, you just want to get a little bit of color, but it's adding all that pretty sparkle. All right, so there's your leaf. Oops, forgot the stem right here. Don't forget your stem. And it doesn't have to be exactly. Now remember, your black ink and your regular ink pads are water-based, and this is alcohol-based, okay? So just remember that you want to make sure that you don't do that. Cheryl, if you have trouble squeezing it, you could take a dauber and then just daub some down there. You could actually even, I don't with the Wink of Stella, but if it's a regular painter, I'll even grab some color off the edge of the ink pad, just like right here. So, but for this, that's it for the green. We've got that, so that's done. Again, you're going to want to wipe this off. Make sure you get it to go clear, which it is. And now remember, we've got this little, oh, see, now that's a big puddle. I didn't need that much, but that's okay. So sometimes they're a little hard to squeeze, to be honest. It either comes out or doesn't. So there, I've already been using some. Now, a lot of people say, oh, but you look at all that Wink of Stella, it's going to get on your ink pad. It doesn't, because when you close your ink pad's on top, okay? So it's facing downward, and then you don't have to, it won't get in there. Now, I wouldn't flip it up because then it will drip on there. So I always travel with my ink pads flat. So usually it's not an issue, but today after the video, I'll probably wipe this up because I may not be using this technique for a while. I have not used Stampin enough. Thanks, Marcie, for the inspiration. Oh, you're welcome. I thought I saw somebody say something. Oh, yeah, hand pen, Terry. Yeah. Okay, I love Wink of Stella too. Okay, so now, same thing. See how this is light up here? So this is Wink of Stella. Now remember, it's been sitting here for a little bit. So I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to pick up some, and I'm going to do it probably from right here because I put so much down there. And now I'm going to just go in. You can, like I said, start on the insides if you wanted it darker. Go darker on the insides here. Okay. Now it's really starting to drip a lot. Okay, so then just kind of go in and do your petals lighter. See how light they can get? Just kind of keep going. And then pick up your pink. Get them as dark or as light as you want. I'm going to pick up some darker and go down here on the bottom. It still has that dark, it still has Wink of Stella. You're using your Wink of Stella brush. Okay, so you can do darker at the bottom if you want. And then just kind of set that in. Do a little dark right here. And now just come in with your lighter Wink of Stella. And it doesn't have to be neat. That's what's really nice about this, is it's just so quick. You just kind of color it in where you want it. If you want to add a little more dark up here. Just add a little bit of dark. I'm going to go back with the light. But a little dark right here. Okay, so you can kind of just, you know, fill it in where you want it, where you want light, where you want dark. I'm going to do a little dark right here. All right, this one, I'm going to go a little bit of darker in the middle, and you can change, obviously, to a different color if you wanted. I'm going to do a little darker right around the middle. Okay, and now I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to just fill in the soft pink. But like I said, using just the black and white, stamp it and print it. Now, if you don't have this stamp set, you can use another flower if you want. You can use seashells if you want. I mean, if you look at this, it's pool party. You can do whatever you want. You know, put some seashells, put, you know, whatever else you have that, you know, looks or sounds good to you, whatever you're in the mood for. But I just love pool party. I just absolutely love pool party. All right, so there we go. Just remember to wipe your brush off really good. in between because you're using 3 different colors, okay? So there is our color, and that's a little pink right there, so I'm going to go and bring in a little bit more over here. Kind of balance it out a little bit. There. All right. All right, so there we go. So we'll put that aside. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to wipe this up first because I don't really want all that. That's a lot of glimmer because I used it for something else too, but I want to make sure. And that, I'm fine with that. You don't need that. All right, so put that aside. Oops. And I'm going to just clean this part up here too. And we'll bring this back in. All right, good enough. All right, so there we go. Now, oops, wrong one. Now let's bring our card in. Let me wipe my hand real quick. I feel like I've got glitter all over, which isn't a problem. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. All right. So, it's nice to see so many team members today. All right, so let's do this. We're going to glue our sentiment together here. I'm just going to do a little bit of glue so I can put it on. All right, so there we go. Let's do our dimensionals. As long as you don't go all the way to the edge, 2 is fine. That'll hold it just fine. If you did all the way to the edge, then I would put 3. All right. Now what we're going to do is my flower is still kind of wet, but that's okay. We will deal. All right. So when you look at this, when you put this on, you're going to have your middle flower, your leaf, and the bottom of this is going to be on your base. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our leaf. We know that's going to be on there. And our bottom leaf barely is on there, so we're not going to worry about that one. And then this one is barely. So I'm going to put this like right here. And then I'm going to put right across the bottom here, just to kind of give it that extra hold. So let's put this on. Again, whatever flower, whatever you use, just when you put it on, make sure that it doesn't hang off of this. So I want this to go right about like this. So let's see what that looks like. See how lightly I laid it down, and that's fine. Nothing showing in the back. So that's good. And this will dry. See, mine, it's a little wet right now, but that's okay. Now let's take this off. All right, and then we're going to put this right about there. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Now we need, I do not know where my Velcro went. Hold on, I'm going to grab a Velcro so I can show you. So weird that that one didn't get it. So now I need to go through and double check, make sure you guys got it. All of them. I think I pulled my kits out before I put them in. But that's all right. All right. All right, so your Velcro is going to look like this, except it's going to have plastic on both sides. I tend to like the fuzzy side to be on the card base. There's no reason. I just like it that way. So I'm just going to put this right in here. You don't want to go to the very edge, but you want to go in just a little bit and then close it. So make sure you put it on one side and then close it, and then they'll be together, okay? All right, so now we can come out a little bit. All right, so there's that. And now you're going to have your bow. I'm afraid this is, it's still a little bit wet, but that's okay. And I'm going to just put this on with a dimensional. You're going to have your bows already tied. This one. So if you're not sure how it goes, of course, these go on the back side. So your tails go to the back. So here we go. And just kind of put it there. I like to put it to make sure it's it's on the base, so it gives it that little bit of substance. You can cut your bows. They might be a little bit too long, so just cut them however short you want them, and make the corners all pretty, because sometimes they fray out after they travel. And now we're going to put our dimensionals. So what I did, or our embellishment. So what I did is I put one large one. And I just did that kind of by the sentiment. And then I just kind of filled in. You kind of want to, put your embellishments kind of around your image, your focal point. So I just put it around the whole thing here. And then put one over there. All right. Yeah, Debbie, the thing about that is you do have to be careful when you open it, especially because this is on, oops, this one came off, because it's on, it'll stick a lot better, like this one sticks a lot better, and this is wet, but just make sure you're super careful, and then it gets a little easier once you do it. This one will stick pretty good. It's the one that you pull that I just try to be careful of. And you don't have to push it really hard. It gets easier as you do it. Just don't push it really hard. You don't have to, but this one's dry already, so it's a lot easier. It's really stuck on there, so. But yeah, kind of have to be careful with Velcro sometimes. Cheryl. Okay, I missed Cheryl's tip. Let me go back. I missed it. Oh, well, I don't know where it went, but yay, I'm glad you guys got a tip. Should you warn the person you are sending it to? You know what? I think you can tell that it's lifted up right there a little bit, and they're probably wondering how do you open it. And I mean, you could. I think what I would do is add another glue dot or something underneath there. Maybe a little bit stronger. I put a tiny bit, but maybe if you put a little bit. And because the sides are open, this is what I would do. Get your glue dot. Okay, flip it off here. So now it's on here and it's flat. Make sure it's flat, okay, so that it's easy to kind of maneuver. Take your take a pokey tool, let's get another one, something to kind of go under there, and then take this and just slide it under. So because this is up, and go all the way to your, now I'm going to have to move it because I stuck it. There you go. It'll unstick, just move it. And then put it right underneath your see how it doesn't lift now? Because it's stuck. So just put one right underneath it. And maybe add your Velcro on this side before you adhere it. And then that way you know exactly where to put your glue dot. And then you can put it all together and then push this down on top of the sticky part. So add it to here first before you add this in and close it. And then that'll probably be a lot easier. So there you go. Card number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So cute and fun. I love just the different element of it. It's just, kind of like when I did it and I was first putting this in the middle and I was like, ooh, but it would be so cute if it went all the way around. So there you go. That is card number 2. Yay. Let me wipe this off. Again, for those that maybe missed it, I really like the idea of this too. And you could just do a black and white. Of course, the bow goes on top, but I mean, that is really pretty too, without a pop of color. If you just wanted it to be, a really simple card and you didn't want to deal with the coloring, I don't think that's a problem at all. So cute. All right, so there's that. I'm trying to clean here a little bit. Let me get my card out of the way. Move that. All right, bingo, bingo, bingo. All right. Who's ready to win? Number 3. Yeah, I would just add a glue dot. That'll help a lot. Robin, I agree. I love the hand pen set. Absolutely love it. All right, let me move this stuff out of my way. Move my bucket. All right, let's win. Me, me, me. I see a couple me's. Okay. Number 1 is 15. Again, don't forget you can sign up for April's bingo now already. There's a link below. Good luck. Thanks, Terry. Number 21. Number 17. So the next card is a fancy fold, and the 4th card is a really fun technique. Number 16. Ooh, look at 15, 16, 17. Get all the glue off of here. I am dying to know what stamp sets you guys are wanting to see in the new catalog. I cannot wait. Number 11. Do you guys have the same numbers of players for every game, and how many is that? For every bingo game? No, it's not the same all the time. I like to have a minimum of 25 just because that's a number that kind of, because I put a gift in and because, you know, my cards are usually not the easiest. There's a lot of product. I just kind of like my money to balance out a little bit. So I at least want to have 25. The more the merrier, of course. Number 1. I can't believe what a pretty day it ended up being. Number 22. I went out and sat in the sun today a little bit, like 3 minutes, thinking, oh, I could sit out here all day and read a book. But, whew, I wouldn't have enough time. Kinder stamps. Down below, there is a link for April's bingo. You would register and pay. How you play is when you register, you give me 5 numbers. And the 5 numbers are what I'm calling out. And when I hit the 5th number for you, you type bingo. So you type a letter for every one that you get. So 28. So if somebody has 28, they might put a B or they might put a BI because maybe 17 was also their number. And then you just keep going until somebody, all 5 of their numbers are down. And then I create 4 kits and I mail the kits to you. And then you come back to this video and I timestamp in the description. And then when I timestamp it, you can go and just skip all the bingo nonsense and then just go straight to the creating of the cards. I have several people that just do it for the cards. They don't play bingo, and maybe it's not the night works for them, or they just don't, or they forget or whatever, but they want to do it for the kids. So, oh, perfect. I'm glad you get it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Number 13. All right, so we have some B's and some BI's. Make sure you're on live chat at the top, not on top chat. You want to make sure you're on live chat. Make sure that your bar at the bottom of the video is pulled all the way to the right so you're current and up to the minute. Thank you, Linda. 29. Yeah, I really don't want to raise the price, or I don't want to change the prizes. So I would cancel bingo and move you to the next month, or refund your money if that were the case, if I was not going to have a bingo, because I would rather it be the same for everybody and no, you know, somebody doesn't see the message that it changed. I don't want to worry about all that. All right, we got a lot of BIs and some BINs. Number 30 is next. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. All right, here we go again. Number 9. All right, Lisa and Steph around with a BIN. Got a few BINs. Thank you, Debbie. Number 3. I'm going to slow down just a bit because I'm a couple numbers ahead of you. Oh, good. A lot more BINs. Ooh, Lisa with a BING. We have 2 more projects to go. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. I love bingo. My husband's like, are you going to take a month off and skip bingo? And I'm like, for heaven's sakes, no. I love bingo. If I can help it, I won't. Number 12. Stephanie has a BING. All right, Cindy's on. Number 8. Number 8, BIN for Angela and Linda. Let me shake, 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 shake. Number 23. Carol's on. Woohoo! All right, here we go. 20. Cheryl. Okay, the first person that hits bingo, Angela's on. All right. I'm going to wait for you to catch up. I'm on 1 number ahead of you, so I'm going to wait. Just in case, because there's a lot of people. And then the first one after bingo will be a consolation prize. So make sure you put it out there if you are. Kind of waiting a little bit. Just want to make sure. All right, going with another number. 27. Ooh, this is getting exciting. Ooh, Olivia has a BIN. Nobody else on 27? All right. Oh, Cindy has a bingo? All right, Cindy, let's see. 3, 9, 15, 15, 21, 21, and 27. Congratulations, Cindy. Yay, Cindy got it. I'm just double checking. Nobody else? All right, let me write that down. Bingo number 2 for Cindy. Look at that. First time playing, Cindy, and you get a bingo. Congratulations. All right, I don't see anybody else. Congratulations, Cindy. Woo, that was a close one. There were so many people. Your heart is racing. All right, let me shake them up. Shake them up, shake them up. All right. Card number 3 is Happiness Abounds. All right, let me move that over. Have your marshmallows. Debbie warned you about your marshmallows. All right. Card number 3. Let me move everything over. I have 2 things to stamp. So we used Happiness Abounds and the dies, which for some reason I don't have here with me. I used some glossy dots here, so I have a bunch open I've used for a lot of projects. So I used one of those, so you'll have that in your kit. I used the lasting label, so we used that. When you have a large number of players for bingo, like 40, do you still only pull out 30 numbers? Yes. I've only used 30 no matter what. My heart can't take this much excitement. Okay, so that I used this, and then of course the die to do the flowers. So I used that. And so here is our card. It's another fancy fold. I'm laughing because I'm stacking up my measurements and I'm forgetting to put them back on the card. All right, so here we go, a fancy fold. Oop. It's better if you see it right side up. I've done this fancy fold before, and it just opens like this. It's just kind of a fun set. And then it uses up your DSP. And I have a lot of this DSP. For those of you that were customers and got Christmas gifts from me, I had a lot of this paper that I used. So I wanted to do something with this. And so this is what we have. So let me get my kit out here. All right, so there's going to be some pieces here. We have our, let's put that over there. Some of you are going to get a flower that already has the sticky foam on it because I had some of these already cut for my projects that I was doing. And I was like, oh, I should just use those. So some of the leaves and some of the flowers will already have some on there. Oops, and then don't forget your glossy dot there, which is the center of your flower. So we'll put that over there. All right, your ribbon, if it's folded like this, just take your bone folder and just kind of, you know, go over it and it'll kind of straighten itself out a little bit. And I gave you just a little extra to play with, so we'll get to that in a second. So let's put our flowers over here. The sentiment is wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. So that could be a birthday, that could be on your move, on your job, whatever. Excuse me. So let's do that first. We're going to do our sentiment first in black. So just get it nice and inky. And then just kind of go right in the middle. Okay, so there's that. And then what I did is I took, let's see, let me open this up here. I took the flower, the smaller flower here, so it's this one right here. And I'm just going to take some polished pink. Well, I just keep dropping my little grid sheet in my trash can. I just took polished pink. I'm going to stamp it off. So I just got it inky, stamped it off, and just kind of stamped it just like that. Just to add a little something at the bottom. Stamping it off just kind of softens the color a little bit. It doesn't have to be so bold. All right. So that is it. That is the old, close it the right way. That is the only one that you have to, that's the only thing you have to stamp. I love this DSP. It's just so pretty. All right, so get that out of my way. Okay, so now we're going to put that over there. Let's go ahead and just glue this down. Why not? We're right here. I'm just going to glue. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I did. Okay, we're going to cut this in half. Okay, so cut yours in half. And then you're going to go to your corners and go inward. Okay, flip it over and go inward. I wouldn't have used the glue if I would have remembered this. And then go inward. You just want to not get this because it's going to stick out. And then go inward and just cut those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring this in because I've got glue on this now. I would normally have just ran the runner right there, but I forgot. So we're just going to have these go like that. You're going to get your sentiment and just kind of go at the top. See how it's just adding a little bit of color. And same with this one. Just add a little bit. Okay, so now there's your sentiment. We're just going to let that dry because now I've got that glue right there. And just make sure it looks, you know, even enough, looks okay for you, and that looks fine. So I'm going to set this aside. All right. Now, so your card base is you're going to cut 1 1/4 from each side, okay? So 1 1/4 in, 1 1/4 in, okay, from each side. And then that's what gives you your flap. So let's do our inside first, and then I'll give you all the measurements. So it's a regular card, and then you cut 1 1/4 from each side. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down the side. So we're just going to add our DSP. And I had a ton of scraps and a ton of pieces left over from other projects. So adding the little pieces was great because I had so many. And I wanted to do a fancy fold. So there's that. I see it's a little bit long, which is good. I give it to you a little bit long so we can cut them all off at the same time. And make sure it fits. You don't need a lot of glue. Just a little bit. You can make this a different color if you want. You could do, add some gold on here if you wanted, anything like that. And then I cut it off. Okay, so there's your inside. So we'll put this on the inside here. And for the new people, just so you know, because I know Cindy, you're new, is you can only win bingo 1 time. You can still play for fun if you want, but you can only win 1 time. So it was on the instructions. I just want to remind everybody. All right, so we're just going to put that there, okay? And then your center, your top panel here. So if you notice, when you open this up, you're going to have another panel right here, okay? So this panel, oh, your side strips, let me just say this first. Your side strips right here are 4 1/8, okay? Because remember, this is your regular card, 4 1/2 or 4 1/4. It's 4 1/8. So both of these side panels are 4 1/8. And know that your papers might be a little bit different because some have light pink, some have dark pink. It goes from the 3 different pinks on there. And then this piece here is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. So that's going to go here. And of course you can put it however you want. I think it's going to go like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add these on here. I'm just going to use glue. It's a little faster. All right. And then I like to open this up just so it lays flat and I can have a little better control. Because what you want to do is you want to line everything up. So this is also 4 1/8. So lay that on here. And you can see the lines where the cuts are. So just make sure it lines up. Okay, so it should line up top and bottom or as close as you can. This is lighter on the bottom, so you can do the lighter on the bottom, or you can flip it if you want to, but I like to kind of keep the shade on the same if it's, you know, has a lighter and a darker. Okay. But that's just me. You can do whatever you want. All right, just slide that, make sure it's kind of the same. So that's all lined up. Okay. Now the top piece here is going to be 4 by 2 1/4, or excuse me, 2 1/2, 4 by 2 1/2, and then this one is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so just like an 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to put this on top. What is the name of the DSP? The DSP is Hues of Happiness, I believe. Hues of Happiness. It should be linked below. It's gorgeous, absolute gorgeous paper. I love it. Love it, love it. This was one of my, when I saw the catalog, this was one of my go-tos. Absolutely love it. Why does that paper look weird? Nope, it's not. It's just me. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Nope, it's not me. Look at how it kind of looks weird. Okay, my paper, hopefully your paper's not this crooked, because mine looks crooked. All right, well, we're just going to trim it up. So I have more up here and less down here, and that's okay, because what I can do is I'm going to move this up just a little bit, and I'm going to just, it is my green paper, was a little bit off. Oh, that's weird. I got all excited and my thing didn't, there we go. All right, so just make sure mine looked crooked right from the get-go, so now it's fine. All right, so then now this is going to go here, but remember, this is going to lift up. You just want to put glue on the very ends, okay? So let's do that. A little bit of glue will hold, so don't worry about, you don't have to put too much. I like to just put my page straight. And it also doesn't matter how high or low or wherever you want to put it. I want enough space for the flower and stuff, so just make sure that you, okay, then showing on the back, you're good to go. All right, and now let's do our sentiment for spacing. We can get that all figured out. I am going to go top. I'm going to do the middle just because I do when there's pieces like that that are glued. Like I think that one dimensional is going to hold it in place, but makes me feel better. All right. There we go. Bring that in. We're just going to put it right about there. And these already have glues, or I mean adhesive. Some of them do, some of them won't. You're going to take your ribbon, and what I did is I just went like this, and I added some tape right there, and then I just brought this up and just kind of laid it, you know, like just a ribbon, have that kind of hang down there, cut and cut. Okay. All right, now let's take this, our flower, and put it however you want it. Some of you will get the Flirty Flamingo one, and I think the other one is the Polished Pink or Mango or whatever color, or Mango Melody. No, Melon Mambo. whichever one that is. I layered it up over this. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I tend to like things to touch. I don't know why I didn't do it there, but I tend to. I don't know why. I guess that's just how I learned crafting is. And then just remember that this and this is attached. This is not. So like this overlaying these three, that's fine. This one down here though, you want to make sure that you're not sticking to here. So I'm going to come up this way, and again, it's a little bit on the sentiment and a little bit there, and that's fine. So as long as it's, you know, you don't want your stickiness to be out to the sides where you can't, where it's going to stick to stuff. So starting a collection of trash over here. All right, and then don't forget your little gem. These glossy dots I absolutely love. There we go. Super easy. It's a great, fun, fanciful card. Just remember that when you, okay, here's something to remember. See how they're closed right here? You don't see any white. When I adhered this, I made sure that those were pushed in, and then I adhered this. I didn't do that here. So my pieces are kind of out. I mean, I trimmed them so that they match, but when you're doing it from scratch, just make sure when you cut your pieces, make sure that those are pushed in and burnished the correct way. See, see how it's all burnished? It's fine. But when I added the top panel, I didn't push my pieces in like they should have been, like this one is. So that's one of the things to make sure you look at. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't miss any questions. Hopefully I didn't. But super simple. The paper does everything for you. Flip the paper over and you've got this beautiful, you know, watercolory canvas kind of looking paper. And then you've got all this pretty, you know, these pretty flowers. You could do another sentiment in here if you wanted. I just thought, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. You can use it for so many things. I didn't want to put something in the inside because you might want to change it up, right? For a birthday or thinking of you or congratulations or whatever. That is card number 3. I'm creating a tower that's going to fall. All right, so that is card number 3. Yay! All right, I think we're ready for another bingo winner. I'm like, as soon as I find my numbers. Okay, so as you know, I normally add a little fun gifty gift of some kind into your bingo package. This time, there is a mixture of things. It's embellishments, I can tell you that. There's some retired items, and some of them were out of stock before they were retired. I have items that are out of stock now, and I have current items. So I have a bunch of different things that I decided I was going to share because some of the items I got and I don't need them all and they're not available right now. So I thought, okay, I'll give those up, and you're welcome. And then, like I said, I have some retired items and then a lot of current items. So there's going to be a whole mix match of stuff that's going out. Normally I send the same gift to everybody, but I decided I'm just going to mix it up this time. Cindy, you're so funny. All right, so let's get going. Bingo number 3. Oops, hold on. I got to do this or I'm going to lose my pen. All right. Bingo number 3. First number, 22. Thank you, Joni. Make sure you're on live chat. Oh, you never know, Dolores. Number 30. Like I said, a lot of people, they don't mind, you know, that they missed the bingo. They're glad they get the kits. And, you know, really it's the price of a class normally. Depends on the class, but it's right around $35. So you're going to get 4 projects and a video. So that's kind of cool. Number 26. Ooh, some bees showing up. 19. $24. So like I said, next month it's bingo's the 12th. You can register below already, and in May's it's going to probably be right around the 8th or 9th. It's going to be a little earlier because I'm leaving town, but I don't want to not have bingo because it's so much fun. Oh, that's it, Dolores. Be cool and calm. 28, just in case. Oh, Paula, this is number 3. We're just getting ready, just starting number 3. Bingo number 3. And we have 1 card left. But there is, you can watch the replay for the projects and you'll get your projects in the mail. My projects are ready to go. I just have a my raffle item I'm going to raffle, and then I might have to repackage one, but number 23. Next bingo, I have a couple of projects items I'm going to raffle off that were donated to me. So I will raffle those off next bingo. Number 9. All right, lots of BIs and Bs, a lot of people on the board. And thank you to all the new people for joining me this month. I hope you're having a good time. It's always a lot of fun. All right, I saw a new person register. Oh. Let me look. Oh, I'll fix that for you. Somebody just messaged me. I saw your message. I will fix it for you. Number 10. I thought I fixed it, but apparently it did not fix. All right, I think I fixed it. The person that just emailed me about bingo. All right, 25. BIN for a few people. Cheryl, Sherry. You forgot to say number 7. Oh, sorry, number 7. See, that's what I get. There is a 7 there. Thank you, Ada. I was trying to help somebody with bingo at the same time. Sorry. Ooh, Janet has a BING. All right. I'm a number ahead too, so I'll wait just a bit. All right, number 13. I'm slowing down just a little bit because I'm still a number ahead of you guys. Number 12. Angela has a BIN. Linda, Lisa, Janet's got a BING. Dana with a BIN. I'm excited for the last card. It's a fun technique. And I'm going to show you two different ways. And again, you can use any die cut. There's only one stamp on it. All right. Yay, Dolores. All right, number 29. Thank you guys again for the thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. All right, Cheryl has a BIM. All right, the next, ooh, Lisa has a BING. Next number is 20. I'm still a couple ahead. I'm not sure how to change that. I'm going to look into it, but whenever I do closed captions, it just slows everything down. It's funny sitting here watching me talk to you with my hands. And then I'm like, hurry up, put another number down. But I'm 2 ahead right now, so I want to wait a little bit. Normally it doesn't seem like the lag is this long, but for whatever reason today, it seems like it's a little longer. I just don't want to be 5 numbers away when you guys are still, when somebody's saying bingo. All right, we have a couple people with a BING. I'm going to go ahead and put another number down, 17. The snow above us, you guys were talking about weather earlier, and the snow above us, like where my husband goes snowboarding, has been absolutely insane. Like the buildings are just covered and everything is just, you can't, like roads, you can't even get on them. It's just so bad up there. Sherry with the BING. Yay. All right, 27. I put 2 down, Dolores, so hopefully one of them will be yours. I bet he'll probably be snowboarding until the summertime. Usually they close in April, but right now it's not the case. He's going to be skiing when I'm floating in the pool, snowboarding when I'm floating in the pool. Oh, there's some BINs. There must have been a lot of numbers right there. All right. Dolores, you never know. Some people, it's like the next four is their numbers. So you may still win. You never know. You know how many times I go to bingo and I'm on and I'm like, I know I'm going to win because the first four numbers I have them. And then they call 20 more before somebody wins and it wasn't me. So hang in there. All right. I'm going to put in another one, 21. Sorry, you guys, for the lag today. It seems like way more than normal. For the numbers, anyway. B-I-N-G for Linda. Linda needs 3. She can get it. Cheryl, Angela with the Bing. Yay. Only one more number. All right, here we go. Number 2. Yay, Dolores has 2 now. All right, number 1. Now I'm going to slow a little bit. I put a few out there. Oh, Sherry has bingo. So let's see. Sherry has a 2, 17, oops, I skipped one, 9, 26, and 24. Congratulations, Sherry. Yay. All right. Bingo number 3 goes to Sherry. Number 3. Okay. Okay, good. Sherry, congratulations. So only one winner I see. Anybody else? You need a double check? All right, Sherry, congratulations. Woohoo. Yay. Congratulations. All right. Oops, shaking them up, not losing any. We are down to our 4th card. Our 4th card is a super fun card. We are going to use some fun colors. These are the colors we're using. Gorgeous Grape, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Polished Pink. All right, so those are the colors we're going to use today. We're going to be using Forever Fern, not the stamp set, but the die. All right. And I need to pull something out here. All right. And for our sentiment, we're going to use Happy Labels, and we're going to use just a note. I wanted a little one, and so this one was perfect. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this technique. So our card today is this here. Super fun, and I'm going to change it up just a little bit, and I'll show you what I did. So we're going to take this scallop, and we're going to emboss it with that new embossing folder, which I don't have right here. Hold on, let me grab it. It's the one that looks like it has little stars on it. And to me, it kind of looks like it could be starfish if you wanted to do an ocean one. But it just has a really fun texture on it. And then I did the rectangle in the back, and I did just glue that down because this I popped up and this I popped up. So this is glued down, but it gives it just a little bit more of an interest to it there. All right. And then on the inside, I did the paper. And then I did the Tahitian Tide, and again, I added the little strip there, so you'll get all that. So let me show you what you're going to get. All right, so we're going to open up the kit. Look at us. It's only 7 o'clock, you guys. That is uncalled for. Normally, it takes forever. All right, put our embellishments up there so we don't lose them. Now, when I did this card, I had a piece of paper like this. It was a little bit wider, which is where this came in. So it was like this when I did my brushing with brushes, okay? But not everybody may not have this set, okay? So what I ended up doing is I provided you with the die, okay? So I'm going to show you what we can do differently. But this is how I came up with this. I die cut it out afterwards. I wanted more pink, so we're going to adjust that. And then we'll have to just create this with our extra piece of paper. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I might have to give you guys an extra piece of paper now that I'm thinking about. Oh, I gave it to you on the inside. Whew, yay. Okay, so let's start with our inside. We are not going to start with our inside, actually, because we need to color our piece here. So let's take this out, the little strip on the inside, and this leaf. So this part on top is your sentiment. And I left it longer so that you could put a different sentiment if you wanted, or you might want something longer or whatever you want. So that's why I did that way. All right, so we are going to put this aside, and we're going to worry about our coloring and everything first. So I'm going to bring this in. I'll just turn it over. And let's bring this in, because we're going to do a couple things with this that you may not be able to see on here very well. And it's kind of if you want to or not, it's up to you. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our brushes and we're going to do our coloring. So let's do that. We're going to start with the parakeet party first at the top. All right, so we're going to bring in your green blending brush. If you don't have blending brushes, do it and use the baby wipe technique. You could do your daubers. You could swipe with your ink pad. The only thing is I would probably be very careful when you do it, because it's going to be really hard not to blend your colors in that. If you have paper and you have this die or any other die that's like this, okay, you can already use the baby wipe technique. Just color your paper and then make it white enough so you can cut a strip off to have that pretty rainbow color at the bottom, right? So, and then that's where you'll get this. So make sure it's white enough to do your coloring all the way across. But we're going to use our blending brushes. Hopefully you guys have blending brushes. Get a little bit of your parakeet party and be careful. This is very, very fragile. Just kind of start off like this and just do a little bit. I want to make sure I have enough pink, so I'm going to do a little bit on here. I really like the green. You can go in circles if you want to get those edges like that. If you want it super dark, just kind of hold on to your stems. Make sure that you're not bending them and breaking them. And they don't have to be super dark. It's whatever you want to do. I want it to be dark enough to kind of pop up. So I'm going to make this color a little darker. Okay, and I'm fine with that. All right, so that's good. But now don't forget, this is going to go across the bottom. And it's pretty much true to a little longer than true to size. So let's also get some green and just get some green on your paper. I'm going to do it hard. I want it a little darker, but you could take your time. It's for video purposes. I'm trying to make it fast. You can just kind of keep going around and get it as dark as you want it. I'm just going to do that, but how much do I need? Yeah, that's good. All right, so we're going to set that aside. We don't need green anymore. Oh, cotton balls. That's a good idea. All right. Then we're going to pull in the Tahitian type. So that's next. So I'm going to grab my light blue. I have a light blue and a dark blue. I use this for balmy blue, Tahitian tide. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So we're going to do this. Let's bring this in. And I don't like to go over the same color. I like to kind of just bring it over to a clean piece of paper because I don't want to pull in another color with it. I want it to be blue, so I'm just going to go in. It can be as dark or as light as you want. I'm just going to darken that up a little bit, and that's good. It's just an accent. It doesn't have to be crazy. All right, so now we're going to bring in this. I'm going to pull this over to the blue again, and I just want a little bit of blue because I've got a lot of other colors to add. But the brushes, I should have used my smaller brushes, and I just didn't even think about that. So I would use the smaller brushes if you have them, because this would be a perfect project for the smaller ones. Okay, and they don't have to be super dark or super lights, whatever you want. I kind of like them a little bit darker. Right, and that little brush kind of went underneath. That little branch went underneath this one, but that's okay. All right, so there you go. There's the blue. Let's just do a little bit more. I'm just going back and forth. All right, so blue's good. And now we're going to go to Gorgeous Grape. I wanted some bright, vibrant colors. Make sure you grab the right brush. All right, so now we have Gorgeous Grape. I'm just going to go and see, I went right where the blue was, which I don't like to do, so I'm going to pull it up here. And it's a little bit splotchy, I don't care. I'm just trying to hurry up for video, but I want it dark, so that's okay. It'll be fine when it's done. And now we're going to bring in this, and I don't want to do a lot because I want to do pink. So make sure when you're doing your purple, you get it kind of close up there. Remember that this rounds, so this right here is really what you need. So you can kind of go up close, and you're not going to get a whole lot on your blue. You just got to be careful and don't lean it. Okay, be really careful. It's still dainty. I'm barely going over it right now. I'm not doing it dark down here because I'm trying to hold on to it. Okay, and you could just get more and layer it up. Get that darker purple on there. I'm going to go into this side now with the darker. Okay, so there we go. There's the purple. And now we need the pink. This is way easier to do on a piece of paper. But because I sent you the die, I decided I'm going to do it this way on screen. Because if you don't have this set, which I highly recommend it because I love this set. This is a great set for sympathy or anything. The fern, the leaves, it's just so pretty. All right, so we're going to do our pink. Let's do that up here. And I'm just going to fill it in with pink. I know I'm going to cut some of this off, which is fine. So it's a lot of pink, but we're going to cut some of that off. All right, so just get that nice and dark. Okay, and that's enough because we're going to that's going to be an accent, so I don't really care about that. Okay, now I'm going to turn this way so the pink's down here. And then we're going to pick up our pink, and be careful. You can lay your hand over the whole thing. Uh-oh, what happened to my bingo? Well, that was weird. Something just popped right up on top of my screen. Huh, but you're still there, so that's good. Okay, so let's just do this, color this in. I want a little more pink on this one than I got on the other one, so that's good. All right, so put that on there. All right, so there we go. So there is our, look how pretty that is. All right. So see, it's a little bit brighter than that one. That's okay, but we're going to do something to it. So, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Let's move our colors. Now let's go ahead and do our inside really quick, and we'll set this, well, you know what, let's do this because it's going to have to dry when I show you what I'm going to do. All right, So we're going to bring our Wink Estella back in, and we're going to bring our, as soon as I find it, our Whisper White. Because if you look, there's white on top of this, and it's darker, so it's even going to look prettier. The reason I did that is because the Wink Estella will just add a little bit of the shimmer and the silver, but I wanted it to kind of stand out. And you don't need a lot. I mean, I can tell a difference. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on the screen, but, and now we're going to just, now add a little bit of Wink Estella here, and you're going to mix it up. Squeezing it out sometimes is not easy, and this one might be on its last leg. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, now just mix it with your white. Mix it up. But you want to get a little more, because you need it kind of watery enough to now I'm going to move my projects because I don't want them to get all ink all over. All right, and now you can either tap it or you can take your bone folder and hold it. And you're going to get your silver and you're going to get your white. Okay, so it's just going to add a little bit. This may not be dry when I try to put it on my project, but it's all right. Okay, and you don't need a lot. A bunch of little splatters is fine. All right. Now, we're going to lift this. And now see the splatters. The thicker splatters up there may not dry. So I'm going to try to take a little bit off. I just took a little off. It's still wet, so that's okay. We're going to set it aside. We're going to actually take this and clean this up. All right. And that. I have another one. I should just pull it out. Silly me. All right. We're going to put that right there and set it aside. So now that can be drying. It's no fun if you can't make a mess, right? All right, so now you're going to take your, you want to really clean this off because this is white. So just make sure you are cleaning this off really good because that's a different kind of ink. That's a craft ink, which takes longer to dry. All right, so there you go. There is that. Now let's do our inside. So we have this, and let's get our color. I have more pink, so I want that to go on this side. So we're just gonna adhere this. All right, so start at the bottom. All right, and then I have my turquoise piece. Of course, it's longer, gives you a little more wiggle room. So what I do is I lay it down, and then I just kind of bend it and put a little nail mark. That way I can turn it over and know where I need to put the glue, because you don't need it hanging out all the way to the edge. Okay. And if you wanted, you could do the sparkle. Like I got a little bit of Wink Estella on here, but you could do the white and Wink Estella on the bottom here if you wanted. Add some color. All right, so there's that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, right, Lisa, it was 7 numbers. Oof, that was crazy. All right, so I'll pull that in. Whoa, I feel like I'm trying to hurry. All right, get that where you want it. There we go. I just love this Tahitian tide. we go. All right, so that is the insides done. And now we're going to do our rectangle. We can put that down also. It's just going flat. It's just adding a layer. I didn't feel the need to do embossing or anything on it because we're embossing the panel on top. So it's just adding another layer. You could pop it up if you wanted to, but I already have this being popped up. So we need to do our sentiment, just a note. And I'm going to do it all the way to this end. Okay, now it's longer if you want to choose a different sentiment, or if you mess up or something, then you can cut that. You still have plenty of room to play. All right, and I'm just going to cut this straight, about the same distance as the other one, the other side. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to add a small dimensional. Can you tell I was working on a project? These are all regular. Where is, here we go. I'm going to do a small dimensional right there. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's do the large ones on here. All right, there we go. So I'm not going to adhere that yet, because what I want to do is put our leaf on here. So let's bring our leaf in, and I'm going to tell you, I know it's still wet. A lot still wet. All right, I'm going to use my heat tool. So let me grab it and try and dry this really quickly. But I'm going to put my, I don't need to heat my desk up. There we go. I would normally just leave these overnight, and then that way in the morning they're nice and dry and ready to go. So this is the kind of thing I like to do at the end of the night. And I'm like, okay, I did all these, and I'm just going to set them aside. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Thanks, Lisa. All right, so we're just going to force these to dry. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Just those top ones are still wet. Okay, they're almost dry, but what I am noticing is at the top, where's my, here we go. There is no Wink of Stella. There's a little bit of white, so I'm just going to go in and drip. You can just draw it on there. You can just lay it on there. So I'm just doing a little bit of Wink of Stella here and there, because there's none at the top. There's a bunch at the bottom. You can do this too, and it'll give you some, but those white ones, I really wanted to make sure they were dry. And they're almost dry. Enough. Okay, so let's get our small mini dimensionals. And we're going to just pretend that's completely dry. And we're going to add them on here. And you just want to add them to where you know they're going to stay. And then what I do is, right here, I cut up, as long as they're straight, I cut them, and then I can add the halves, because this is not going to, they're not all going to last. Uh-oh. especially the outside ones. I like to make sure that they have some dimensionals on there to hold them and not get caught. And then you have a bent leaf. Nothing like a bent leaf. Let's move that over. This one. And then I don't have anything in the middle right here, so I'm going to add this one. So you want some kind of in the middle for stability, but then make sure you get the outside leaf so it's all right. I think that is good. All right, so let's take this off. My nails are so short now, this is like impossible. And this one. All right, I think I have them all. There we go. Yep, I got them all. All right. And then I just kind of did it to where the point is towards the top in the center. So not completely straight up and down, just kind of sideways, because we're going to offset with our sentiment right here. So I put a dimensional here. I'm going to take liquid and just go up and down right there. And then just kind of go right here. Okay, so you have your dimensional here, but then you have your liquid right there, right? And then let's take these off, and we're just about done. There we go. Isn't that pretty, the white on white, and then that color just really pops. I knew I wanted to do it darker. Okay, now remember this is liquid over here, so just make sure that's pushed down. And then let's get our embellishments, and these are the, oh, what are these called? These are called the matte decorative dots. Okay, so the matte decorative dots. And there's different shades of them, so whatever light, dark, whatever you get, I mean, it works fine. And then I just try to find kind of a flat spot to put your little embellishments, like that one's a little right in the middle of a star. So just kind of find a flatter spot so that it holds your embellishment, if, to make sure it holds. So anyway, there is card number 4, our last card for the evening. I'm at 101. Oh, I know. I was up to like 110 a little while ago, earlier. 111, I think, actually. But yeah, so there's the difference. I mean, you can use different colors. I wanted to definitely add more pink than what I got here. I kind of ran out of space. And then when I did this, I was like, oh, I should have brought it down so I could have gotten more pink. But I really couldn't have done much more pink because you can see I did it at the bottom. So, oh, Dolores. Go to sleep, get some rest. I've got one more bingo to do, and then we are done. But anyway, there you go. That's card number 4. So we'll go over the cards when we're done with our next bingo. But again, doing it on paper, it actually is a lot easier. But that's an option. Let's see. Oh, but you'll stay till the end. Okay. Well, we are done with that. We're moving on to bingo now, and we'll go back to the cards. Good color. Oh yeah, for sure. Stephanie, you must be way behind, dear. Oh, you're ready. I see what you're doing. All right, let's do bingo. Number 1. Number 1. Number 13. Number 20. I really hope you guys enjoyed the cards. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. That helps my channel so much. Cindy's doing a drum roll. Who's the next person going to be? Marcie, would you kindly explain the time set for all the cards and not the bingo part? Yeah, that's what I do. Oh, explain it. Oh, okay. So what I do is when I'm done with this project, I'll go back and look at the video. And when I start card number 1, in the description, I'm going to put project 1. And let's say it's at, where are we at right now? Let's say it says project 4. Okay, I can't tell. But let's say it says project 4 and it's at 2 hours and 36 minutes. Then I will put 2 hours, 36 minutes, and I'll do that for each project. And then what happens is when you go back, when you get your kits and you go back to this video, look in the description and just click number 1. It'll take you directly to right when I start the first card. And then when you're done with that, just click number 2 and it'll skip all the bingo and it'll take you right to the next card. So that's how all of them are. So you can go back and just skip right to the next card. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And that way you can skip all the bingo stuff. All right, number 12. I know it's really hard when you guys are on the East Coast compared to us that we're on the West Coast. So I try to start it at 5. That way people are home from work or driving home, because a lot of people don't get off until 5. But at least it kind of gives you a little bit of time to get home, and then hopefully it's not too late by the time I'm done. Okay, you understand. Perfect. All right, next number 10. All right, number 19. And don't forget, the Irresistible Blooms class is still open, and it will be open until the end of the month. And yes, I know that the Irresistible Blooms, the bundle, is not going to be available for a little bit. My class isn't until I think the 23rd of April, so you have plenty of time. So the stuff will be back in stock. If you buy the suite or equal to that from me, the class will be for free, but you must register. You can also, if you already have it or you're a demonstrator, you can also either purchase equal value from me for the class to be free, or if you could, the class is $40. So you can pay for the class and then register. We're going to do 4 cards and a 3D project. All right, so that was number 7. I'm a little ahead right now. I'm going to go to 15, and then I'm going to stop just a little bit while you guys are catching up. And I'm going to do a raffle here in just a little bit. I have numbers by all of your names, so I'm going to be drawing a number at the end of this bingo for somebody to win the Scenic Garden Host Set from Celebration. So you had to have purchased, I believe, $300 to be able to get this set, and at one time. And so I will do a raffle for that in just a bit. I'm going to set this actually right here so I don't forget. Good night, Deborah. Thank you for joining us. Oh, yeah, no, Barbara, for sure. When you go down there, it's called a timestamp. So I timestamp it. So tonight when I'm done, I'll go back through and then I'll timestamp it. The bingo package will go out on Friday. I have to do all of the labeling. They're all packaged and ready, but I have to do the labeling. If I could get them done before my mail tomorrow, they'll go out sooner. 26 is next. The problem with that is my mail comes fairly early, and it's already almost 8 o'clock, so I probably won't do labeling tonight. My husband will be like, aren't you done? Okay, lots of BIs and Bs. All right, here we go. And thank you for those that have already signed up for April. I appreciate that. Number 6. And if I do the raffle and you already have Scenic Garden and you'd like to pass on it, that's fine too. And I can just try and do another number with somebody that may not have it. Or if you want a second one, that's absolutely fine too. Ooh, I like the darker leaf. I keep looking at the darker one. I think I'm going to make more of these. Look how pretty those are. Look at me. Oh, I'm admiring my own card. Sorry. I like the darker though. It's fun. Ooh, Terry. Boy, you have been on. B-I-N-G for Terry. All right. Let me move that so I can get more numbers. Number 23. I am going a little ahead. But remember, like I've always said, if you call bingo back here, that's fine. Again, you guys, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I know it's kind of hard to understand for those that don't do videos, like how it all works, and I know the commercials can be a pain. I do know that. But luckily you can skip most of them, or it's only 5 seconds of a commercial, but that does help me pay for my video equipment and upgrades, and my blog lady that helps me and keeps me up to date. And if I knew how to do it all and had the time, that would be nice, but that would never happen. It's a lot. Number 5 is next. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that very much. I gave my husband work to do. I said, okay, the clothes are in the dryer. The sheets are in the wash. Move the comforter. Put the sheets in the dryer. Make sure it's dry. So he's just now walking in there like, oh, she's probably done. I better go do the laundry. All right, number 30. Lots of BINs popping up. Again, make sure you're still on live chat. Sometimes it likes to change on you. And go to top chat. Yay, Dana, BIN. All right, some more BIs. Number 11. Hold out, ladies. We got a drawing in just a little longer. I have to say, this is probably one of the faster bingos. Or it seems like it anyway. BIN, some more new Bs. Again, I'm a few numbers ahead. 24. Ooh, 3 BINs. Oh, Terry has bingo. Now you guys are going to see the next numbers it could have been, but that's okay. Let's see, Terry. Number 6, number 7, where are you? 15, 15, 20, and 24. Okay, so I guess I'm behind watching than you guys are, so that's good because you already have 24. And I don't even see that on my screen yet. So maybe my video's behind. Isn't that weird? Well, that explains a lot. So that's good. And I just pulled my bar over and now I'm caught up. Well, that's silly. Congratulations, Terry. Well, I'm glad I figured that. You can tell I've been playing with my hair. I'm glad I figured that out because I'm like, why is it such a long lag? And I think it's because when I helped that person with bingo and I switched to look at the page and came back, it like paused or something. So I was behind. I apologize. That's terrible. No wonder I'm like, man, this just seems, and I didn't switch again since then. So it was just kind of strange. Yay, Terry. Let me, oh, I got to write you down. Number 4. Okay, so I'm going to do the drawing. Don't forget, I got everybody written down. Congratulations to all the winners. Yay! Don't forget, you want to email me your order at marcie@marciebeseckerdesigns, and I will get your order in. If you could please let me know your order in March. Anytime in March is fine. And we will get those orders in. So we're going to do the drawing and then we'll look at your cards again. Let me pull your cards in here really quickly. I don't know which was which, but we're just going to pull them in. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. All right, so we're going to do a drawing and it's going to be for the Scenic Garden. Thanks, Stephanie, for Scenic Garden. It's a host set from Celebration. So hopefully the winner doesn't have it. So what I did is I numbered your names on here, and it was exactly what the numbers are in here today. We had 30 people playing today. So let's look, and it's number 29. I did it in alphabetical order. So the winner is Marcie Yasui. I don't know how to say your last name. Marcie, you are the winner. Woo, woo, woo. So Marcie, if you are still on here, if not, this is yours. It's going to come to you with your kits. So it'll go to you. If you already have it, just let me know and I can redraw it if you already have it. So I'm going to write that down here. Marcie, winner, host set. All right, I don't remember if you had to go or not, but if not, let me know. Yay, congratulations. And then next bingo, I do have a couple more exciting things. One is an embossing folder and one is a stamp set that will go for in April. And I'll raffle those off to 2 different people. Oh, you are welcome. So here are the cards. So this was card number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Always remember, I try to make my stamp sets or my bingos to where you can use different things. You can definitely use this paper, but you can actually turn this into a masculine card with this paper. So think about that. Instead of using the flowers on here, you could use something else. I mean, this doesn't look flower, but you could put something over that or use a different, pattern paper. You could also not put the flower and you could put, a seashell or, fish I mean, this goes with anything. You could definitely change this up to be a different card. And I think it's kind of a cool masculine card if you took off the flowers. This one, you could use something else. If you don't have that, use something else there. Again, this one, I sent you the die, which I normally don't do because normally you would stamp and then cut, but because this is just a die, I decided to try to change it up with adding some color and doing like a pop of color card. You could do a whole sheet of this and just do a bunch. It would be so pretty. And then this one, of course, you could use the paper and just put a nice big sentiment on it if you don't have, I mean, I sent you the flower, really, this is the sentiment. It's the only thing you needed to stamp. And this little flower here, but you could change it up and put something else on there if you wanted. Thank you so much. I don't have bingo. Terry does. No, Margie, you won the drawing. You won this. You were the winner. I just drew and you won this. So if you already have it or you don't need it, let me know. I'll redraw. Otherwise, this will come in your kits tomorrow. Thank you, Marcia. Oh, Robin, it was your first time. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You are welcome, Terry. Thanks, Nancy Lee. Thanks to Shauna. That would be a really pretty Mother's Day gift. I mean, a card. And you could do a, you know, like I said, you could do a gift card in there. There's all kinds, you know, of different things you can kind of change it. But isn't that pretty with those sequins on there? I'm glad you had fun. Well, thank you guys so much again for joining me. I really appreciate it. I love bingo night. You can join April Bingo. There's a link below. You can always go to my blog and join there. For the winners, send me your list. I'll get your shopping in right away. And again, I have my April class, which is the Irresistible Blooms. Here's a little sneak peek. It is $40. You could purchase the suite and get the class for free, or equal value. I know the suite is not available right now, but there's 4 cards and a 3D project that is a useful 3D project. So hopefully you'll join. Oh, good, Cindy. I'm glad you won. I'm glad you joined for the first time also. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your week. It's already Wednesday. I will see you on Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.